Relaxed, and that man turned left.
You gave him his glasses back?
Yeah, I think she took them and handed them back to him. But, you know, he thought well enough
that man some hurt.
that he didn't want to hit him with them glasses on. And actually, I think it was against the law to hit a man with glasses on. Best I remember, that was the law.
Sure.
But Pa just, he'd have hit him too. He just picking Mama up.
She was a slender little thing.
He was big built man.
Right.
Wasn't big and tall, but he was strong. And that's the only time I ever saw him when he was mad enough at somebody to hit him.
Right.
Because he's an easygoing guy. But he got mad at that guy. Don't know what it was.
Dad, it was before you were born, but didn't they run a boarding house?
Yeah. At Monterey, you know, you go on down the mountain to Cookville.
Right.
Then you go from there a few miles to Baxter. And through Baxter on 3 more miles, you're at Boma. That's where they come from in the first place.
Okay.
And Mom was somewhere around 12 years old, she said, when they left there and went to Monterey to work, I guess. But they went on up above Monterey a little, and called Dripping Springs, I guess, where it was.
Yeah.
But the railroad went through there, and there's mines up there. And Pa and Ma was running a boarding house.
Okay.
It's kind of like today's bed and breakfast. And Mama would tell me about helping to clean up the house and make up the bed and stuff when she was just 12 years old.
That was pretty much grown enough to do adult work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was married by the time she was 15. She was 15 when you were born.
Yeah. Yeah, Mama wasn't that much older than me.
And what happened to his knee?
Back at Boma, he had a farm back there. And remember the old wagons, the way the brakes was made, there's, you know, the rear wheels. And then right in front of them was a big old wooden thing went across with a brake shoe on each one of them. Then I forget how it was made, but a rope went from a handle sticking up, and a rope went from that up to the seat. And you could pull that and then put brakes on, and turn brakes on them wheels. And help me again up.
Wasn't he hauling something and the brake went out? The brake broke and hit his knee?
Oh, back home at the, yeah. He was doing something about the wagon. And maybe he started to step up on the wagon and his foot may have slipped off of that brake thing. More than likely what it was, and his knee hit that. And
oh, yeah. I bet that would hurt.
It did, and it set up blood poison. And Mama said they had to sell everything they had, including that farm, before he could get well enough to. And she said then, when they had to sell the farm, they had to go somewhere, so they just moved to Monterey.
And then opened the boarding house.
Yeah, that's when they went into the boarding house. But all of that was before my time. I can remember where we lived when I was born. It was my grandma's sister Mary and her husband owned the house that where I was born. And we lived there. I can remember when I was 5 years old there, just little bits and pieces.
Right.
And then we moved from there over on the old highway that went through Monterey and then toward Crossville. And Aunt Winnie and one of her friends was there, and they had went to town, and I saw them coming back, and the house was right on the old 70.
Right.
And I run to meet them. Then after meeting them, I was running back home, and I got in front of the house, and I turned and run across the highway. And they said about the time I was ready to go off on the shoulder, this driver of this car tooted his horn, and I turned and run right back in front of it. And it hit me. And it said that he just locked his brakes up and just went sliding and hit me and knocked me a little further all along. And it turned out it was a state senator, and he had a driver. And they said this senator, when they got stopped and I was laying there, he jumped out and grabbed me up, and he wouldn't, my grandma trying to get me out of his arms, and he wouldn't turn me loose. And he told Mama later he thought my grandma was going to tear his eye, scratch his eyes out, but he wanted to get me to a doctor.
Right.
And about tore one of my ears off, and I don't know now which one it was. But the only thing I can tell about it now, one of my ears is just a fraction lower than the other. Because when I get glasses, I have to adjust one of them just a little further down.
Oh, I gotcha.
So they'll fit straight on my face.
Right, otherwise they'll be crooked.
So my one ear is a little lower than the other. But Mama said I almost lost that ear. She hadn't been for Dr. Crane, just special working with it, I'd probably just had one ear.
Right.
Then we wouldn't have these because
Mom wouldn't have married no one ear.
she wouldn't have had a one-eared dog like me.
But a two-eared dog like you's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I passed the score. Oh.
Tell about the first time you saw her.
Huh?
Tell about the first time you saw her.
Oh. I'd never laid eyes on her. And I was in town, I don't remember why, I was spent a lot of time back then. I was a teenager, big and old enough to be able to get out on my own. Well, I was 18. Yeah. I think that's what I was. And I was going walking down the sidewalk, and there come a friend of mine that I went to school with, but he had the prettiest girl with him I ever saw. And I spoke to him, and he spoke to me, and I nodded at her, and she nodded back at me. I walked on past, and I looked back, and she was already looking back. I always teased her. She was looking back to see if I was looking back.
There's a song like that. I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me, to see if I was looking back, to see if you were looking back at me.
Anyway, I just really liked the looks of her. I never made a move toward her at all. And when I heard that her and him had broke up, then for different reasons, I can't remember why, but I always had, for some reason, I had to be there where they were at.
Right.
And JB was already dating Leela. And that's where it all started. And then finally I asked her for a date, and we would started out just going to a movie together. Then I would go, and me and her just sit there and in the kitchen, they had one of them flat top cast iron stoves that
Okay.
you cooked on.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the front of it come down, and I don't remember now how that oven door, but it'll be cold. And me and her just sit there on that stove with her feet hanging off. And that was our courting place.
Your courting bench on top of the stove.
Right, sitting right on the stove.
That part I don't think I ever heard before.
That gives a whole new meaning to hot cross buns.
Now, of course, it hadn't been a fire in it in a long time. It wasn't hot.
Oh,
And it was upstairs. You'd go to their apartment, outside steps,
oh, I was visualizing that at Grandma's.
go up the steps on the outside of the house and in. And
What was she doing in an apartment?
the three of them had come out to the shirt factory that was there and had got a job. And then they had rented that apartment up over that house where other people had rented the
Mm-hmm.
lower part.
It was her and Aunt Leela and
Jean,
Aunt Jean.
yeah,
Anna Lee was probably already married by then.
she was. And had them little baby boys then,
Oh,
two of them. And many times men, they would be sitting on there, on that stove, and you hear this voice back in the bedroom there somewhere. It's bedtime!
Was that Leela or Jean?
Jean.
That was a signal for all the males to leave the
Oh,
house.
everybody out. So I knew what that meant, and I'd tell her good night. Then,
That was 70 years ago that
Oh,
you
yeah.
met her. That's crazy.
and I started driving a truck, a log truck. I would haul logs and lumber to different places,
Right.
but also haul them in.
It's heavier than
The mill was several miles out of Monterey and then way back through the woods. So right there at the Dairy Queen at Monterey, that's where the men supposed to gather every morning at a certain time. And I kept that truck at my house where we